Hi, welcome to my channel. In this lecture, we'll discuss about Apache Spark. Okay, this is one of the uh, Hadoop component, Apache Spark. So, why we in this session will discuss why we need Spark, even though we have Hadoop ecosystem tools like Hive, Pig, MapReduce. What is the need of Spark? All these things we'll discuss. With this video, I am going to start Spark complete course. So, let's start. Spark is one of Hadoop sub project developed in 2009 in Berkeley University. Okay. Spark was open sourced in 2010. It was donated to the Apache Software Foundation in 2013. So this is also open source Spark, and it is developed by open sourced and developed by Apache Software Foundation. Okay, and Apache Spark has become top level project from February 2014. So Spark became famous from 2014. So most of the projects they started using Spark instead of MapReduce. Okay, stable version of Spark is 2.3.0. So we have many versions. If you go to Apache Spark website, you can see number of Spark versions. In that, main version is there are will called as Spark 1.x, 2.x. So in 1.x, 1.6 version is Spark 1.6 was famous. Many people still using 1.6. In Spark second version, this is 2.3.0 is and 2.3.1 is a stable version. Okay, which is a stable version 2.3.0 and 2.3.1. So who developed this Spark? This is Apache Software Foundation, Berkeley University. Databricks is a one more company. So they added most of the Spark. They added many features to the open source Spark framework. So now Databricks they are also offering Spark in their cloud. Okay, so Databricks is a company. They are adding lot of features to the existing Spark functionality. Okay, so in which are all data operating systems we can use Spark is Windows, Linux and Mac OS. Okay, basically in Hadoop servers, all Hadoop servers will be in Linux only, right? So Spark will support Windows, Linux and Mac OS. So initial release 2014 May 30. So written in Java, Scala, Python and R. Like Hadoop available in all four languages. Like similarly, Spark also available in four languages: Java, Scala, Python and R. Okay. So now we'll come to the main point. Why we need Spark? So in MapReduce, in Hadoop ecosystem tools, if you compare Hadoop 1.x version, we have storage HDFS, framework MapReduce, and for interactive querying Hive and Pig, and for Scoop also internally it will use MapReduce only. So all these modules internally with MapReduce framework only they will use. Except MapReduce, third-party applications it will not allow Hadoop 1.x. So even in Hadoop 2.x also we have many disadvantages in MapReduce. So here we'll discuss some of the disadvantages in MapReduce. So MapReduce basically it will deal with disk processing. Disk processing, that means, so when you load some file to Hadoop, okay, and you are reading, if you read that particular file and if you are processing, so there is lot of disk based processing. If you are copying some file to the HDFS file system, it will copy to the Hadoop, it will be saved in the disk only. When you are perform MapReduce, the data which is available in the disk we are retrieving, we are reading and performing operations. That is one drawback. So batch processing does not serve all the needs. One more point is batch processing. So all these Hadoop ecosystem tools like Pig, Hive, all this is for batch processing. Means history data, at a time you can load terabytes of data or gigabytes of data, and you will apply all your analytics on top of that. So that is stand for batch processing. So Hadoop mainly they will use for history data analytics. Suppose some 10 years data, 20 years data, some terabytes of data you will copy to the Hadoop system, and you will apply all your you can generate all your reports. That is for batch processing. So for streaming process, we don't have much many modules in that. One more point is, okay, one more point, third point is MapReduce programming is very little bit complex. That means we have to write complex logic in Java. We have to write for mapper we have to write one class, reducer we have to write one class, and the driver we have to write one more class. Like that, three programs for to do some sample small operations. We have to write three programs. That is very complex. So that is one of the main drawback in MapReduce. Scheduling of the task is slow as there is not much use of resources. Scheduling of the task is slow. So that means scheduling of the task. That means this is related to framework. Okay, so it is very scheduling of the task is very slow as there is not much reuse of resources. Resource utilization is less in MapReduce. Okay, so one more point is no good way to do real-time event processing. Means real-time data. So Hadoop basically Hive, using Hive, Pig, you can do batch processing only. Real-time streaming data you cannot handle. Okay. So if you are using machine learning also, we have some modules in Hadoop ecosystem that using for to do machine learning with Java, that involves lot of iterative process, and it is very slow. MapReduce is very slow for machine learning. So okay, so real-time data we cannot, it is very difficult to process with the MapReduce. That is also one drawback. To achieve all, to overcome all these drawbacks, they invented Apache Software Foundation came up with one solution called Spark. So we have lot of Spark features. Okay, first one is the speed. Spark helps to run application in Hadoop cluster up to 100 times faster in memory and 10 times faster when running on the disk. That means it is 100 times faster than MapReduce. Okay, when you are using memory. So in disk processing it is 10 times faster than a disk. So when will go for which data will process in memory, which data we need to process in a disk, all these things in upcoming sessions we can discuss all these things. So how this speed it is achieving Spark is by reducing number of read-write operations. So in MapReduce, mapper phase we are reading the data, and we are applying some dividing the data, splitting the data. Again we are intermediately just storing in the disk. Again like that, there is lot of input read-write operations in a Spark. In MapReduce. So that here it is very less. in Spark. Spark, one more thing is Spark supports for multiple languages like Java, Scala, Python and R. And it is nowadays it is become very famous, Spark and Scala, and Spark with Python, that is PySpark. These two are very famous. And for analytics purpose, Spark not only supports map and reduce phases, but also SQL queries, streaming data, machine learning, graph algorithms, all these things it will support using Spark. So I will discuss all the Spark components one by one, okay, in upcoming classes, okay. So we'll discuss one concept here, data sharing slow in MapReduce. Why slow in MapReduce in data sharing? Okay. So there are first in MapReduce what will happen is, suppose you are loading some data to Hadoop, or else we'll consider one scenario where data is already available in HDFS. You are right. So in MapReduce the different phases will be there, right? Mapper, okay, mapper in input split, first source input split, then mapper, okay. So in that, after you performing some operation in mapper phase, that intermediate results will be stored in the disk. I will show you in this diagram. See here, first data is available in a HDFS, Hadoop file system, okay. You are reading, that is in mapper phase you are reading the data, that is M1. So how you are reading? Based on block size, right? Everything same as Hadoop. I am not going to discuss again Hadoop, how, what is a block, how the data stored in HDFS file system, all these things I am not going to discuss. So I am considering data is already there in that HDFS file system, and I am reading, okay, that is in mapper phase. Once mapper phase is done, that again that whatever output files will be returned to the disk. Again for reduce phase, again reduce phase reading the data from that intermediate disk, okay. Again it is performing reducing, again that final output storing on the disk, like that. So in Spark, in MapReduce, every time if you perform MapReduce operation, that intermediate results will be stored in the disk. That will take lot of input read write operation. That's where MapReduce is taking more time. Okay. So in that is in interactive, means in MapReduce phase. In querying also, so in MapReduce how querying will happen? Hadoop, if you are suppose you are writing some query in Hive, it will go to HDFS and take the data, okay, and it will give the result. Query 2, again it will give the result 2. Query 3, result 3. So like that it will process MapReduce. So if you come to this Spark, that intermediate results will be stored in the distributed distributed memory instead of a disk. That's where it is very fast, 100 times faster than MapReduce. So here no need to no need of read write operations. Writing the intermediate results into memory instead of disk, it is storing in memory. So Spark everything in memory computing. Until unless there is if there is issue with the memory side, then only we will use disk space, okay. So like that, that's how it will be very fast in processing. So that's why it is 100 times faster than MapReduce, okay. These are all the few important things about the Spark introduction, why we need Spark, what are the advantages of the Spark when compared to the Hadoop MapReduce. Okay, so in next video I will start with the Spark architecture. This is the basic introduction. Why Spark? Okay, what are the difference between MapReduce and Spark? Next session we will start with the Hadoop Spark architecture and different ecosystem tools in Spark.